the question is there really systems that we can put in place to create more referrals on a regular basis? Are there really systems?
Yeah.
Or do we just have to wait?
Right. So the root behind the word referral implies that there was a relationship to begin with. It's actually what generated our roofing company centric product that has nothing to do with our consumers, which is roofingreferrals.com. It was this solution is a culmination of years of success that we have had building relationships with real estate agents, insurance agents, and property managers so that we become their sole source for everything roofing. And
so I know that the temptation will be to go into the product details here.
no.
Can you give us like 10 minutes on like the principles that people can apply even if they don't use your product?
Yeah.
I want to make sure that we're providing value even if they don't make a purchase. And I think if you do provide value, they're more likely to want it. But yeah.
And one thing that our customers would tell you is that their first interaction with us generally is a long call with me on the phone where I basically tell them all the secrets. And then I tell them, and then I follow it up at the end with, if you're interested in seeing this in action, I'll set up a demo with Ryan and he'll take you through the actual product. But I do that already. So I'm happy to share, what it is that creates this program. And that is, for example, real estate agents. Most of the time, a roofer's interaction with a real estate agent is a text or a call where they're super excited, not good excited, but fired up and worried because a home inspector just got off of a roof for a house that they're either trying to sell or buy with their client, and something came up on the roof. So they send over the report. Option period's up in 3 days. Need you guys to get out there and inspect the roof. Well, now everybody's fired up, right? And in some cases, it really gets the buyer concerned because they read issues with the roof and they know roofing, HVAC, and foundation, top 3 things that you need to worry about when you're buying a new home. And so we get out there, we do the inspection. Most of the time it's like, yeah, the counter flashing is supposed to look like that. The home inspector doesn't know what he's looking at. You're good. What we did is we learned early on, and like I said, not being in this industry, I went back to my core, was create a value for these individuals where you're part of their process instead of just being a response to an emergency. And so what we would do is we train our local realtors to get us involved early and often instead of when their hair's on fire. So the example I just gave, have that realtor reached out to us prior to listing the property and made us part of the process. Hey, I need you. Yep, I'm getting ready to list it. It's going to go up on MLS on Monday. Today, my roofer is going to get out there to take a look at the roof, make sure the home inspector doesn't find something that scares a prospective buyer. Seller's going to be all for that, right? Because they don't want to scare buyers. And then we're going to give them one of 3 responses. Either there's nothing wrong with the roof, some general maintenance needs to be done to give this the DT thumbs up, or it's hail damage, wind damage, whatever, the seller needs to file a claim. So when we started doing that and changing the realtor's process, one, we started getting a lot more calls because they're like, man, this guy is he's not charging me for this, and it's part of our process. But we started getting a lot more roofs from it because we would find hail damaged roofs that the homeowner didn't even know it was damaged because they weren't home at 5 o'clock when the hail fell. And
what would you say to those people that kind of like hate the realtor leads?
Oh, then send them to me.
Yeah.
And if you're not, you're sleeping on.
Why do you think some people do? Why do you think some people kind of hate that?
It's their mindset. One, they haven't seen the relationship through. The first few interactions with that realtor are going to be purely transactional with that realtor. But as soon as they have an experience, when they've experienced your roofing company, the way you guys do stuff, and you've even taken it to a level where you saved that deal and they made commission off of it, now it becomes slowly a relationship. Randy's helping me out. He's helping me feed my family and what have you. So you have to give a few interactions with each realtor for it to truly be an experience that they're worth. To them, it's worth investing in more of a relationship than just this transactional roofer that I call every once in a while.
There's not okay, I'm just being cynical.
Yeah.
For the sake of the audience, I hope there's not just some realtors that kind of abuse the relationship.
But think about where they would abuse it. So they call Randy and say, "Hey, I've got another roof that I need you to inspect." Maybe the last 5 I've inspected, there was nothing wrong with it. All I'm asking for is an opportunity to find business for myself. So the fact that they'll call me every single time means that eventually, statistically, I'm going to get a roof eventually from this realtor. Now multiply that times dozens and dozens and dozens of realtors. I have a sales guy. He did almost $4 million this year last year in revenue. We have what and it's probably not unlike most roofing companies. We have self-generated leads, which are leads that they generate themselves. We pay better on those commission wise. And then we have company generated leads. Those are leads that are generated by the company off of billboards, truck wraps, Google Business, whatever the case is. The lead was generated by us. So when we assign that to the round robin, which is just a list of all the salesmen in order, we don't pay as well on those because those cost us money. So we have to pay for those, right? I have that guy that did the highest in revenue last year takes himself off a round robin most of the year because he doesn't want to waste his time chasing down the company generated leads because he has so many realtors and insurance agents contacting him daily to go and inspect another roof. So they're creating his funnel and he gets paid better on those.